All right, so here we go. Ed Hobbs and Brian Janis. Yes, I know I'm not pronouncing his whole name, but that's what he said to try to make it easy. This is a race to 7, as I said, on both sides. So here we go. All right, so here we go. Ed Hobbs won the toss. Players could either lag or toss for the break. Ed won that, and he did not come up with a decent shot on the one ball, so he's going to push. Jump cues are allowed. They're going to really try to monitor safety breaks, no magic racks, which is an interesting little thing. And I do want to apologize at the moment. We are one camera shy, so unfortunately we're going to get a look at Brian's back here for a bit until he gets down on his shot. And Clark is still working on one of the tables, at least he was just a minute ago, so he's Ed's going to get some of the extra chalk off the table. There's a lot, seems to be a lot of it here. So we do have a chat room. It's go to our YouTube channel. Go to YouTube and search Rail to Rail TV, and you can find our YouTube channel. And you can chat with us there. We do want to encourage you to chat with us. It's always much more fun when people are chatting. All right, so Brian made a good hit on the one ball. Ed is going to try to bank the one ball back in the side pocket. Just came a little wide on that. So looks like lay of the land here for the table is the one ball is far enough ahead of the side pocket that Brian should be able to cut that in without worrying about scratching. And speed is going to be the key here. He wants to get back over he might want a back cut on the, well, he scratched in the other pocket. That's interesting. That I did not see. He wanted to get over there so he could, he wanted to come off that side rail and back out for the 2. Being a little straight on the 2 or even a little bit of a back angle on the 2 would have left him a great shot on the 3. The 4 is a little bit of a problem, being that it's kind of in jail. It's sort of tied up between the 4 and the 5. So everything, the 5 and the 6. The 4 is tied up between the 5 and the 6. So Ed plays a great save here. That was excellent. Good morning, JT. This is the Malarkey's Thanksgiving Classic. This is a fairly annual event. I shouldn't say fairly. It has been an annual event for the last 4 or 5 years. So happens every year at this time. Hence being called Thanksgiving Classic. Key. Race to 7, open tournament. There's some pro level players here. Obviously, I said that a bit ago. We've got Emily Duddy is here, Stan Tarango, Paul Potier. I believe Danny's going to be here. Eddie Matias, Cindy Slevo's in the field, so there's some good folks in the field. All right, so Brian, the thing about Ed Hobbs is a big one-pocket player, and so he's got a bunch of tricks up his sleeve in terms of safety play and position play that Brian's going to have to manage. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Brian had a question about the site. All right, so as I was saying about Ed, he's a big one-pocket player, so he is going to probably give Brian a lot of fits here about things. Yes, Wired Space, big one-pocket player. Are you not playing in this event today, dude? Or are you here hiding somewhere that I can't see you? You too, Wired Space. I thought I changed that. Our website has the right information. Yeah, you might want to refresh and see if that changes the website, because I did update the website. So Adrienne usually does all that stuff, and like I said a minute ago, we forgot a couple of things, so she had to run back up to Seattle. She should be on her way back by now. All right, well, Wired Space, you are well in position to garner some more entries into the Trivia Challenge drawing, because this is our last chance for that. We are giving that Ernie Amori custom cue away tomorrow. All right, when Adrienne gets back, I'll have her try to fix that. I thought I had changed it appropriately on our website. So, oh, this title on YouTube, right? That I'm not sure how to fix. Edit. Okay, I can do this. Ha ha ha. There, is that better, guys? I changed it. I figured out how to change it. Aren't I smart? I did our website. I actually forgot to do the YouTube page, so that was my bad. All right, so Ed rattles the 6. We are still in our first rack here between Ed and Brian. Ed's played some great defensive safety shots. Trying to get... Brian just walked in shortly before the match, and so he's only had a little bit of a chance to practice on this table. And Ed was here. Ed was here when we got here about 8:30 this morning, so he's had some warm-up time. All right, so let's see now what's... Ed's got the 7 up in the corner, and he's just going to float down for the 9, and that is going to give Ed his first win of the match. Oops. Jinx. I owe him a Coke. Wow. So tables are... guys are having to adjust to these tables, obviously. Clark has done a lot of work on these. These are Brunswick Gold Crown tables. It cracks me up. All right, so here we go. Brian's first crack at a break. That was a nice bank shot, little rub off that 7 to get him onto the 2. If that 7 hadn't been there, he probably would have scratched. Brian's gonna wait for the guy behind him. I'm not sure who Darren's playing. I didn't catch that when Paul was announcing matches. Oh, he was, I think maybe he was a little worried about that scratch and tried to make an adjustment there and ended up not making the 2 ball. If he had made that 2 ball, he might not have scratched. But Ed pockets the 2. 3 in the corner. The 4 is down table here at the far left, right by that guy in the red sweatshirt who is Darren Carrito. And Ed comes between the 5 and the 9 nicely. That's very nicely done. And he's going to get above the 9 here to take the 5. The 7 is not blocking the 6 ball in any way, shape, or form. So all Ed has to really do is, I mean, he can play the rail here. He can come off the foot rail and back up for the 7. He could draw it back, which is what he opted to do. The problem with playing the foot rail is you could get too far behind the 7 if you don't play it right. And you know, there's a lot of players that don't want to do play the rails because you never really know how good the rails are. I know Clark was working on 2 tables today, so kind of fixing them up a little bit. So working on the rails, I guess. So usually these tables here at Malarkey's are pretty well taken care of. Ed did a nice carom on the 7. Comes back down table for the 6. That was a nice example of him playing the rail to come back down. So now all he's got to do is you can just draw this back. He kind of miscued a little bit there, so he didn't get the exact shape that he wanted on that. He's a little flat on this 9 ball, but I think he can cut it in. As long as he doesn't smack the crap out of it, he should be okay in terms of not scratching anywhere. It's a cross corner scratch that some people worry about, and that was very nice. Very nice. So Ed Hobbs goes up or ties the match, sorry. He ties the match. When Adrian gets back, she'll probably spend some time maybe working on a bracket either today or tomorrow, something like that. We'll try to get a bracket listed for you and keep it up to date as best we can. Hi, Amanda. Happy Thanksgiving to all, by the way. Hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. Ooh, another scratch by Brian. Unforced errors are going to be the bane of Brian's existence in this match with Ed if he's not careful. Ed will take advantage of every unforced error that Brian gives him. I had the perfect Thanksgiving for me. I know you guys are interested in this. I'm going to tell you. Many of you those of you that know me well know that I'm not really a big fan of people. I prefer animals. Good morning, Scott McDonald. And so I need time away from people. And so this Thanksgiving, I did what I've done a couple of different times. I stayed home alone. I watched football all day long with nobody talking to me. And then I made myself a steak dinner. It was awesome. All right, so Ed with a bank shot on the 3. The 4 is on the, as the camera turns here, on the left side of the table, near the side pocket, and he's gotten himself pretty straight on that. So if he just follows this up a little bit, he wants some angle because he has to get back into the middle of the table for the 6. The 7's right there by the side pocket, and then float up for the 8. The 9 is not completely frozen to the rail, so as long as he has some angle on that 8 and he gets back below the 9, he should be fine. Even if he doesn't get below the 9, because the 9 is not frozen to the rail, running it down table he wouldn't have to worry about hitting the points of the pocket on the way back. So he should be fine. He got a little straight on that 7 ball, so he had to create some angle for himself. And he's got a bit of a back cut on the 8. He's kind of on the rail. But he should still be able to, he might even run into this 9 ball and pop it off the rail a little bit. I will, Mandel, tell everybody he said hi. And he just opted to play to get over there, straight on with the 9. That was a nice shot by Ed. Again, he's off the rail, so it's not going to be like an issue with points in the pocket. All right, so Ed Hobbs goes up 2-1 in a race to 7 over Brian Shanas. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. My partner in crime is now back. So yeah. All right. So Ed's taken a 2-1 lead here over Brian and Shanas. Race to 7. So Amanda, how are things going there in Montana? You still liking it? Your Facebook post looks like you're having a great life there. I'm really glad you got a chance to do that. Ed puts the 3 ball in the drink, or the cue ball in the drink off the 3, so that's going to give Brian ball in hand. The 4 does not look like it goes by the 6 ball into that corner pocket unless he gets, the 8 is what concerns me because the 4 is so close to the 8. And from what I'm looking at, he can make the 3, but he's probably going to have to play safe off the 4. So we'll see what he does here. I ran into the 8. Trying to free that 4 up. He's got a back cut on the 4 into the corner, which I don't think he's hooked up on the 6, so he should be all right with that. And that was nicely played. Nicely played. He's got some shape on the 5. The 6 is a little bit covered up by the 8, but I think it's still doable there. Especially if he could come, if he hits this with a lot of force follow, maybe he can come off that side rail and back over and up table. And did he get there? Did he get there? Did he get there? It looks to me like he got there. Might be a little close. He's shaking his head a little bit like he's not super happy with it. So. Oh, undercut the 7. So just as a bit of a programming note for you guys, Adrienne has returned with the equipment that we both forgot. So at the conclusion of this match, we may have to go offline for a few minutes while we get the rest of that equipment set up and squared away. So don't go anywhere. If we do go offline, we'll be back as soon as we can. And then we'll have a second camera view for you, and we won't be blocked by people's backs. All right, so Brian's going to jump. He's going to jump up over the over the 8. Makes a good hit on the 7. I don't think he can make that 7. So that's probably going to have to play it safe here. tried to power it in and ended up getting safe anyway. So it was a good deal. So yeah, we'll wait till the conclusion of this match. We won't try to do it in between games. We'll wait for the conclusion of the match before we try to finish getting everything set up. And Brian tried the bank on the 7 and almost made it. Left Ed a thin cut on that 7, but a doable cut. I like the shot. Little thin. Everybody's a little thin today. Surprising after the Thanksgiving eating holiday. And he tried to hold that for the 8, and I don't know. I probably would have tried to play over and back. I'm left-handed, and it feels like to me that would have been easier for me to get onto the 8, onto the 9 from the 8 if I had tried to play over and back. But he executed well, and Brian is just about ready to take a second game here. So he actually has. Oops, got to do this first. Ha. He actually has tied this match up at 2. All right, I'm back. So Brian breaks dry. We have the 3, the 9, and the 5 tied up around the rack spot. The 7, the 8, and the 2 are all down towards the foot rail, and the 4 and the 6 are right there on the side rail. He broke left. Good morning, face man. Are you a A-team fan? I think Brian was hoping to run into that pile a little bit. All right, I'm here. That was a great shot. No love on that 4 ball, though. It was a really nice shot to pocket that 4. I want to thank everybody for joining us this morning. Again, we are coming to you live from Malarkey's Pool and Brew in Tacoma, Washington. This is the 2017 Malarkey's Holiday Classic. We have a full field of 64 today. Ish. I think there might have been 2 buys that I saw still on the bracket board. So nice trading him a couple of safes here, and Ed just is able to take that cue ball off the rail and tuck it enough behind the 5 ball that Brian cannot really make that 4. The 4 will go by the 6, I do believe. But he's tucked enough behind the 5 that he's going to have to come off the rail. That's kind of what you see him. At least I think so. It kind of looks that way. He might have more of it than I think. Oh, he did have more of it. But creating some distance here. He'd love for that to get behind the 9 ball. Really make it tough on Ed, but Ed can see the 4. There's a couple of things that Ed can do here. He could try to bring the 4 back down table and leave the cue ball up table. He can also, if he wants to be aggressive, it looks like he could try to backbank the 4. He is just trying to create something. Not sure what he was trying to do there because he really didn't hide anything. The 4 ball is too close to this, is close to the side pocket, but it's not like gonna be it's not like he's gonna scratch on it. So all right, sorry about that. Adrian and I are having to discuss a couple of things here and change some headsets around and all that sort of good stuff. So, she just wants to fondle you, that's all.
Jeez, it's too early in the morning for that.
Well, what time in the morning should we do it?
Not in the morning at all.
Hi, Sophia.
Hi.
How are you? I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. Happy holidays.
Thanks, you too. All right, so I'm being joined by not only Adrian Beach, but our super fantastic bubble plastic intern, Ramil Oregas.
Good morning.
So,
how are you guys doing today?
you know, it's time for you to have a title besides intern, don't you think?
I like intern.
I had to graduate from being an intern.
No, if he graduates, we have to pay him.
Well, no, but see,
Well, it's not in the contract that you have to pay me.
the thing of it is, he can't. He has to train his replacement intern.
Oh.
It's hard
Yeah.
to find one.
Yeah.
I can imagine what that guy or
Because
girl
not
has to go
everybody's
through.
crazy enough to follow
That's
us
right.
around the country.
That's right. Who would like to? Who would want to be in my position? It's open right now. You guys listening?
You guys could hang out with me all the time.
Oh, that would be great. I'm
Right?
not talking about that. I'm talking about something else.
Wait, what?
Wait, you got to fix the website. You said so.
Yeah,
I-
Adrian's gonna fix the website and make sure everything is all copacetic. Make sure I didn't screw anything up, break the internet, any of that sort of good stuff.
Yeah.
So did you make the announcement that Ramil Gallego is not going to make it because he's in Japan and playing?
Oh,
So instead, he sent his replacement,
the
other
Ramil
Ramil.
Jr. Ramil Jr. That's funny. The other Ramil. We have the other Ramil today.
Yeah. He's playing Damien. If he wins his first round, That would be a-
Damien's playing?
that would be a dream.
Yeah.
I think I saw his name, yes.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, he's playing. He's got his jam up clothing here,
Nice.
which I need to go check out. I wore my jam up shirt.
I'm wearing my rail to rail, racking it.
Because you are the man.
What's that chuckling about? I am the man.
All right, so Ed Hobbs here
I-
on
I
the
just-
7-ball.
I don't even know what to say.
So again, guys, at the conclusion of this match, we will probably have to. Do we have to go offline to?
No.
Okay, so we
No.
won't be going offline, but we are going to be doing some machinations, trying to get our second camera set up and all that other good stuff.
We're going to do what? That's early.
Yeah, right?
Massa what?
Shenanigans, is that better?
Okay.
We'll do some shenanigans.
Okay. Oh, wow, that's heavy. I thought I did that before bed, but Nation.
Moving around.
Okay.
Yeah, that's probably the best way to describe it. Okay, so Ed locked the. Well, he didn't lock them together, but he kind of put them right behind each other. And unfortunately, until we get our second camera, we can't see exactly. We can kind of sort of see over his shoulder.
They're kind of lined up.
Yeah. Is that gonna go?
Nope.
Oh, that looked good.
Almost.
That looked good.
Yeah, it was actually an accidental defense. Ed tried to make that 7 into the side and missed it. He forced it in, so that's one thing I learned last night. Do not force it in. Let it go.
Were you here playing in the tournament
Yeah,
last night?
I did. Just to
Kind of get a little warm up.
see how funny it's gonna be. It was a little funny. I learned a lot from Miss Claire.
Oh, Clara?
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
She's full of information.
Clara is the queen of Malarkeys.
And she's full of
Wow.
insights.
She's-
and
yeah,
very
yeah.
informative.
Yeah, Clara's a
stuff.
great player.
Because she was watching me play, and she gave me a couple of,
Yeah, a
Yeah.
couple of pointers.
yeah,
Excellent.
yeah.
Oh, don't scratch, don't scratch, don't scratch.
He
There
said,
we go.
Ramil, people love to see you smile. You smile really great, so smile a lot.
That's awesome. All right, well, we have a battle going on here, folks. We are tied at 3 in a race to 7. All right, so Brian comes up dry. Both guys have been kind of struggling making a ball in the break. So this is a little bit of a challenge for them to figure out the table in that. And Ed's going to try to
Safe
bury
to
that cue ball. That's very nice. By the way, Mandy says hi.
Hey, Mandy.
Mandy Rithaler.
Hey, Mandy Rockweiler.
Rithaler.
Rithaler.
Hi, Mandy.
She moved to Montana.
She did.
Why?
That's kind of what I was saying.
With that facial expression, why?
I will say she's from her Facebook post. It sounds like she's having a great life. So
Okay.
too much snow for me though. She's had snow since September.
Yeah,
In
that's
her area, there's been snow on the ground.
So they have 9 months of snow?
Pretty much.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. There's some parts of Wisconsin that have snow 9 months out of the year too.
Hmm.
When you get up north near the border, also known as the Arctic Circle.
Oh.
that
Just-
is
I'm
not.
just
That is not
kidding.
true. I was like, whoa,
just
I know it's that
kidding.
early, but Arctic Circle?
What?
Just trying to see if you two are paying attention to me, or if you're just
God.
letting me prattle on.
We're just letting you prattle on because that's what you like to do.
All right, so Ed's going to try to bury that cue ball again, and he ran into the 7. So he's trying to freeze that one ball to the rail. I don't think he quite made it.
He didn't bury the cue ball, but the one ball is frozen.
She said she moved because it's Montana and not Tacoma.
Well, you know,
Okay.
Montana is not Tacoma, that's for sure.
That's very true. Montana's not Tacoma.
And Tacoma is not a state.
So my question is, does she live in the city or is she living out in the country?
Mm-hmm.
Unless she lives in Billings or Butte, she lives in the country.
Oh,
Yeah. Those are the big cities in Montana.
well, there's Great Falls. There's.
Well, Great Falls is more of a college town.
It's still a city.
What is the capital of Montana?
Billings,
Is
I
it?
think. Right?
I don't think so, because it's not familiar. Don't Google it. Adrian, stop.
What? No.
She's in Lolo,
Lolo.
Lolo, Montana.
Is there a hi-hi?
It's across the state. It's on the other side of the state.
I know there's Mile High.
That's
That's Denver.
Colorado.
That's Colorado, I know. That's why I said there's Mile High.
Different
Oh,
state.
nice shot. That was a
There's
nice
Lolo.
shot. Well done.
That's really good shot. Jumping and making it.
Yeah.
Jumping
Let's
is
see.
already
She's
struggle.
in Lolo. The population is less than 4,000. It's about 10 miles south of Missoula, and Helena is the state capital.
Helen, there
There
you
you
go.
go.
Helena, that's right. As soon as
yeah.
they said Billings, I knew
Yeah.
it wasn't right.
Helena. Yeah, it has to ring a bell. Ding, yeah,
Ding.
Helena. Less than 4,000. So how many traffic lights do you guys have? If you drove around the city already.
2. I'm going to say 2.
I'm going to guess 1 and a 4-way stop.
Oh, what about
Yeah.
you?
Maybe 2 and a dead end road.
It's hilarious. That's a nice shot by Brian.
I drove around the country area and that's what I see, dead end. So okay, maybe make a right then.
And that's turned you into another dead end, right?
Right.
That's funny.
Oh, see you. You go on down the highway.
Oh, there's 3 stoplights.
Oh,
Oh, wow, improving.
that's kind of like Hartville,
Where's that?
Ohio.
Oh.
The town I grew up in.
You talk small towns all day long here.
Actually, I don't think either of the towns that I lived near had stoplights.
What?
Uniontown had one, and that's where our church was. And actually, our address was Uniontown because when they did the whole postal thing,
They removed it?
that's what they just named. But we actually lived just outside of Hartville. And Hartville had 1, 2, there were 3. And the population's about 7,000, 8,000.
Nice.
The center of LaGrange, there was a war memorial statue. And so it was a big circle.
Roundabout,
Yeah.
yeah.
So there was a roundabout. So there were 4 stop signs around the roundabout. And
Oof.
then there was 2 different railroad tracks. So there were stop signs for the railroad tracks. And I think that was it when I was growing up.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, you know what's funny? When I left home to get out of Hartville. I moved to Polk.
Yeah.
Why? What?
There was not a stop sign. There was not. Well, there was a stop sign, but there was no.
But nobody paid attention to it.
There was no red lights. There was a flashing yellow light.
I'm a little curious. Why is there a stop sign in roundabout, isn't it supposed to be a yield sign? Not
Well,
stop
they're
sign?
not like the roundabouts you have here.
Whoa.
It's a circle, and you have to, you drive. It's like a roundabout in that you drive around, but
Mhm.
there's only one-way traffic coming into them, and it's a little bit different than the roundabouts you see here, but there you have to stop before you can go.
Hmm.
So they always have a stop sign there.
I see.
It's not a yield sign; it's a stop
I see.
at the four corners.
Maybe yield sign wasn't invented at the time.
Probably not. Nobody knew how to spell yield.
All right, what's
It's a
yield?
small town, Ohio.
It's a very small town.
Or what does that yield mean? Is it yielding or am I yielding? So
We'll
like
see,
they probably
right?
did,
Who's supposed to
stop.
do the yielding? That's a question. Oh, nice
good
try
try.
by Brian.
I was gonna say these guys are just making the balls by jumping them. So
Yeah.
they jump and make
This
them.
has been actually a pretty well played match. These guys are pretty evenly matched. You know, obviously by the score, it's tied at 3. So
I'm guessing Ed is gonna try to bury that 3 ball. Just uh,
it's kind of
skim-
what it looks like.
yeah, skim that 3 because the 4 ball probably is not an easy. Well,
Well,
it goes into the corner. But
yeah.
there's a lot of balls, but 7, 8, 9,
Yeah.
all that. So I don't blame him. He might make the 9 too. So
That's very nice. Very, very nice.
only foul on the cue ball.
Cue
Yeah.
ball fouls, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That's usually the case.
Well, because I look at the list of names and they're like more pros than non-pros, so maybe it's gonna be all ball fouls.
Yeah, there's some heavy hitters here. We got Paul and Stan and
Romeo.
Ramil and Emily Duddy's
Emily
here.
Duddy, yeah.
Eddie
So,
Mataya, Cindy Sleva,
David
Darren
Lash,
Carrito's here, David Lash,
Ed Hobbs,
JD, Damien. Yeah, there's quite a few heavy hitters here.
Lito Attendido.
I love saying that, by the way. Lito Attendito.
They
It's one of my
rhyme.
favorites.
And they rhyme.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So what's our score here?
we're tied at 3.
Tied at 3.
So the drawing for the Ernie Morris
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
I'm excited.
Yeah. Yep.
Hopefully, whoever promised me to give me that cue will, do what he said. Warner, are you listening?
All of Warner's entries are on the floor. What are you talking about?
Ah,
Oh,
nice.
nine ball.
Wow.
That's really good.
Yeah, that's kind of it. Works out for Ed, right?
Yeah.
Gives him a 4
4 to
3 lead. Looks like we're going to take a little bit of a break, so gives us an opportunity to talk about our stream sponsor, who is Julie Lang. Julie Lang is with the Cascade team, home of the 1% listing fee. You can save yourself thousands of dollars on commissions by listing your home for sale with the Cascade team. Give Julie a call, 425-205-1770, or reach out at julielang.com. Don't forget to tell her that Rail to Rail sent you.
Works amazing.
It did. So I used the GPS when I passed the exit. Right? Like, oh, okay, never mind. I thought I knew where I was going. Let me use the GPS. And then, because I was driving, so I used my, my voice recognition. Malarkey's Pub and Grill. So it did. And then I just clicked go. I did not even look at the address because I can't. I just did that. There is a Malarkey's in Issaquah.
You were going to Issaquah?
It's telling me to go back to I-5 going north again. But I was already inside Tacoma. I was like, why would I go back to I-5? I know I got lost inside, but I don't have to go back to I-5 to get to the Malarkeys. Do you know that there's Malarkeys in Issaquah? You're number 4.
Number 4. Yes, I knew there was a Malarkey's in Issaquah.
That's where my GPS is saying. Because I click on the wrong Malarkey.
There's a bar that we play at in Linwood called the Rec Room. There's also one in Everett. There's 2 different map apps on my phone, and depending on which one I go to, it will take me to the one in Everett, but it won't recognize that there's one in Linwood.
I actually have to look it up and get directions from there for mine,
Yeah.
for my Google Maps to
I've,
To
I've been
recognize
there.
it.
The rec room.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The restroom. kind of. They have
Yeah.
a lumpia. It's good. That's all I.
I've never tried an Olympia.
That's all I had there.
No. I love their chicken tacos. But anyway, we digress. Ed Hobbs on the table.
Yep.
And he's blocked by the 9.
It came out a little too far.
He owns the tap league in the area.
Mm-hmm.
You know, might do the kick and combo again.
He might actually make the 2 in the corner and push the
Or carry
7.
him in the 7.
Oh, he can see that too. I thought he can.
Oh.
Almost. It did.
Well,
Yeah.
the 7 went, but
Yeah.
now he's a little bit snookered on the 2 again.
So
You can kick the 2 to the side.
he can kick the 2s, maybe get kick safe.
Yeah, probably kick safe. I'll probably kick safe this. Unless you can see a little bit of it.
Ed plays a lot of one pocket. So
Oh yeah, he does. He plays a lot.
a lot of one pocket. I think his favorite person to match up with is Harry Plattis.
He's my team captain in tap.
In tap he is?
Yeah,
Oh.
Not Harry yet.
not Harry.
First team I played on in BCA was with Harry.
Yeah.
I was the captain.
You were?
Yeah. Oh,
The first team I played on in BCA, you were my captain.
How did that go?
oh, that's right. That was BCA, wasn't it? Yeah. Yeah. No, Harry was my first.
And that was
on
the
my first
second time we met, the time that we both actually remember meeting.
team. The funny thing is, we played in this league together over at McCory's, and it was an in-house league, and we played the entire session. I had, and we played against each other.
Mm-hmm.
Don't remember it. Barely remember it. I remember her partner more than I remember playing her. She was just hiding in the background.
He's playing Touch Crack.
It was
What is that?
those games
Those video games.
that are on the counter.
Hmm.
Yeah, just video games. You put money in and you play a game.
You like those? You like playing those?
I played a lot of them back then, yeah.
She was hiding from the rest of the world.
I was hiding.
You're like me.
Ooh, ooh,
Ooh.
ooh,
Ooh.
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 Is that? No.
No,
No,
that's
they're
not it.
both red and white.
What?
Well, Michigan, Ohio State's playing today.
Oh no, that's Auburn and
Yeah, it's Auburn and
and,
Clemson.
Alabama.
Oh,
What are you
That's
guys
right.
looking at?
there's a TV over there above the bar that we can see.
No, it's Auburn and Alabama.
So if anybody wants extra trivia challenge entries, just update us on the Ohio State-Michigan score.
Hey, hey.
So apparently it's it's rivalry day.
It's rivalry week, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
So
Warner.
we've got
You hear
Auburn and Alabama. We've got Ohio State and Michigan. We've got University of Washington and Washington State. Is Oregon and Oregon State playing this
Yeah.
week? Yeah, Oregon and Oregon State.
But, all of them pale
In
into
comparison.
insignificance when it comes to Michigan, Ohio State. Thank you very much.
Well, no, I think that is the most. I don't want to say bitter because it's not really bitter.
Not since Woody Hayes and Bo Schembechler aren't around anymore, but,
But when a coach can get fired for not for not being able to beat the other team,
Oh, yeah. Earl Bruce. He won Big Ten championship but couldn't beat Michigan, so they fired him.
Wow.
I
Just for
mean,
not beating Michigan.
yeah. So that kind of
Oh, yeah.
that tells you what kind of rivalry there is between those teams.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately for Earl Bruce, he was the one that took over directly after Woody Hayes. So he had a tough road to hoe to begin with, and then he couldn't beat Michigan, so they fired him.
Wow. That's a lot of pressure for the coach.
Oh,
Yeah.
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 Wow. Is that the state that they call that state over there?
Yeah.
That state up there?
It's the state
Is
to
that
the north.
higher?
It's that place to the north.
Yeah, the place to the north.
Because they don't want to mention the school. I think. I think I
Yeah.
heard that interview.
No, I
it's
think
funny.
we all kind of went, "You're going to Michigan to go to school?" When my sister decided that she was going up there.
So
Oh.
Amanda and Warner have given us an update. It's tied at 14 at the half.
Face Man is rooting for Ed here.
Who?
Face Man.
Who's
I
Faceman?
asked him if he was a fan of the A Team, and he never answered.
Hey, Faceman.
He wasn't Face Man, though. He was just Face.
I know, but
Who was your favorite character? Did you ever watch it?
are you talking to me?
Yes.
Yeah, I watched it. I don't think I necessarily had a favorite character.
Oh.
What?
Murdoch was my favorite.
What are we talking about?
My
The A-Team.
nephew wanted to be Murdoch,
I can
and
understand
he
why.
acted
was,
like Murdoch all the time. It was highly annoying.
I think it's
What is-
highly entertaining.
What is this?
It's a TV show from back in the 80s.
I should-
80s?
Maybe.
Late 70s.
Yeah, 70s, 80s.
70s, 80s, somewhere. Called the A-Team.
Oh, the A-Team.
Yes.
Okay.
And that's where, you've
I-
heard of Mr. T,
Yeah,
right?
Mr.
Okay,
T's the only.
Yeah. He was on there, and and there was a character called named Murdoch who was their pilot, and crazy as a loon. So every time they had to go on a mission, they had to break him out of an institution
Mhm.
because he would get, a mental institution
Right,
of some
right,
sort,
right.
right? Yeah.
Hmm. I don't remember the character. I know Mr. T.
Yeah.
I think that's the only.
Yeah, everybody
character I
remembers
remember.
Mr. T.
And yeah, Mr. T and his fear of flying. They
Oh, yeah.
always had to drug him.
Yep. And I think that one time they had to put him to sleep, right?
Yes,
So
they had to do it all the time to get him on a plane.
Right, right.
So they had different inventive ways of getting him to, and he would always be mad about it after it happened, but yeah. George Papard was in that. And I can't remember who played bass.
Oh, it was the same guy that was in Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah.
He played Boomer. No,
Right.
not Boomer. Always smoked this cigar. That guy. I can't remember his name, but I can see his face.
Bassman says he loves A-Team. His favorite's Murdoch. I love that guy.
My nephew is so annoying, imitating Murdoch.
It's just a crack up. Yes, Mr. T was B.A. Baracus.
Just a little short to the 5 there.
Yeah, you can still cut it into the side. It's gonna come around the table a little bit.
Might not be a bad thing if he runs into the 9.
No, he's gonna come around it. Run into the 7.
That's okay.
I think it's okay.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna put that into this. Oh, maybe corner pocket. No, side corner, side corner, side corner, side.
In the side corner?
Yeah.
It sounds like
I
me.
think he's going in the side.
In the
Oh no, it's going
corner.
in the corner.
We don't seem to be bouncing very high. But everybody's turned on, so I'm not sure if there's some setting or something that we're not getting.
Who's not bouncing?
All right, hang on a second.
So Ed's going to try to cut in the 9 ball, and he is successful. So it is now 5-4. Most of the first round matches are still underway. We've got a second match. Cindy Sleva is playing somebody I don't recognize. It looks like Clara is playing somebody.
Claire is playing
Claire
Marlon?
Clara's playing Marlon, yeah.
Yeah.
Nick Oldham is playing Eddie Mattia. I think that's still from the first round.
Yeah. Because they had a smoke break. So you can actually take a break in this kind of tournament.
Well, when you're not playing. They have 9 tables and 64 players.
Yeah.
So you will have some breaks in between your matches.
Well, I mean, they took a small break after
You
a
you are
couple of.
allowed a small break. They talked
Okay.
about that in the players'
Okay.
meeting. That
I see.
because everybody understands that some people smoke. They would prefer that you would do it in between your matches. But if you just can't
Okay.
wait, then quickly is what they were trying to get at because they do have just the 9 tables. Nice safety by Ed. The one ball is not completely behind the 4, so if he wanted to come off the head rail and back down, he could do that. He could also just come off the foot rail. He might or he could jump it. I don't know. It looks like he might have a window.
Looks like you can see it.
Well, he could. It's a good effort.
Yeah.
Emily said that when she gets knocked out of the tournament, she will come in and talk on the stream.
I'm always very grateful when players that are still in a tournament come and chat with us because it can be distracting.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I know. I mean, seriously, it's not everybody can do that. Not everybody can compartmentalize, and it's a different mojo going from commentating to
Oh yeah.
to playing, and you have to really reorganize your brain, and it's not easy.
Nope. But one thing Claire told me last night that resonates still today, this morning when I wake up, is just try to breathe and relax, and whatever the table gives you,
Yep.
yeah, take it without getting frustrated. Could be a difficult shot, but handle it, but not get frustrated. That's one thing that you need to learn.
Yep.
Yeah. And I said, thank you.
Bring out your dad.
Wrong tournament.
Wrong tournament. Wrong league. Wrong everything. That's funny. Oh, don't. I didn't want to put duct tape on the floor. Anyway. I could not get into Quantum Leap. I tried watching it a couple times. I couldn't get into it.
Quantum Leap? Is that another TV show?
Yeah, Amanda's or Faceman's listing A-Team, MacGyver, Quantum Leap shows that he really liked.
Yeah, I like MacGyver. That was fun.
I like MacGyver.
Dirk Benedict, yes. Rick,
That was
03,
him,
038. That's exactly it. No. Dirk Benedict was his name.
Well, no, I kind of have an idea on what kind of audience we have watching right now because of all these answers. Hello, baby boomers. Generation.
And your point?
All right, so Brian's got to jump over the edge of the 9 ball and maybe a little bit of the 6 ball too.
Oh. And make it.
So is that considered 2 foul?
No. No, only one.
Okay, just making sure.
All right, well, let's see if Ed can run this out and get some separation. Neither guy has been able to take more than a 1-game lead.
So, you may not remember this, and you may not have been allowed to watch it, because I know it came on a little bit later, and it was like right at the time I was supposed to go to bed. But I used to love to watch, and I'd sneak and watch it. It was Soap.
Oh, no, we weren't allowed to watch Soap.
What is it?
It was a sitcom called Soap.
Oh,
It was
I was waiting for
It was like a parody of a soap opera.
Yeah.
I was waiting for the.
Which
No.
was in part why we
The
weren't
rate.
allowed to watch it because soap operas and
Oh, and
Yeah.
they just
blah, blah.
crossed all kinds of.
Yes, there's that too. Billy Crystal
Oh,
played
nice shot.
a gay man, didn't he?
Yes.
Like, well, the first time.
Gay ventriloquist, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
I think it was something like that.
And then the father, he went into this this thing where he could be. He said he could be invisible, and he would snap his fingers, and then he was invisible.
Is a ventriloquist is the one with a,
Yes.
talking
Yes.
toy or something?
Yeah,
Okay.
that was Billy Crystal, and
I like Billy Crystal. He's funny.
the mom. I wish I.
Oh, nice
Nice
shot,
shot,
Ed.
Ed.
That was beautiful.
And the shape.
Yeah.
And
Great
shape on the
shape.
nine.
All right. This is what Claire told me last night. After making a very beautiful shot,
You have to-
They don't have to because they're so used to it already. But
What?
well, because I made 4 balls in a row before the 9, and I was lined up perfectly on the 9, and I missed it.
Yeah, well, you should just, I usually when I make a shot that's, either it was, yes, and Bert was abducted by space aliens. That's funny. But usually when I make a really nice shot or a really hard shot,
Yeah.
I go and take a sip of my water. I always have a bottle of water when I'm playing, and I walk away from it. You've seen me do it.
Yeah, I've seen you do it.
Yeah, so
Uh,
I walk back, and that's so I can calm everything down, and then when I go back to the table, I'm readdressing, and
I see you do that when you're playing singles, but not when you're playing with me.
because I don't have to, because I make my shot, and I can walk away from the table, and then it's all up to you.
I see how it is.
I did mine.
So I should sit, sip of water after you shoot.
After I shoot, yes, you should have a sip of water.
Nice.
See, he's gotten 2 on the breaks.
6, 3,
2.
3.
One,
That's
two,
3.
oh, yeah, there's
3
three.
points already.
It's a good thing she's not keeping score.
That's right.
Oh, the Dukes of Hazzards. That was a good show. The General Lee.
Nice back.
They had to start paying a pretty penny for those cars.
There was a guy around the corner who had one of them. Where I live now.
So let's digress. Did you find the car that you wanted to buy or the truck?
Me? Oh,
Her?
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Where is it?
It's out front.
It's
I
down to
told
the end of the
you.
block.
I was looking for her old
Oh.
truck and I couldn't find it. I said,
It's
maybe
not
she
that-
brought the new one.
I did.
And you said, no, it's the same.
I didn't know you hadn't seen her new
Yeah.
one.
I have.
I got a 2017 Ford Explorer Limited.
Wow, fancy you.
Yeah.
Oh, power everything. Heated seats is my favorite.
I thought
I
that was
thought it was
just
the heated steering wheel.
They're really close, 2 and 3, because 1 is the fact that in order to have the third row of seats fold and stow, right?
Mhm.
I just have to push a button. It does it automatically.
Oh, it does.
It's my favorite.
That's a favorite.
That is the number 1 favorite thing about the vehicle.
No fighting with.
No, just push a button and they fold and stow.
Wow. I wish I
Yeah,
had
it's
that.
pretty sweet.
Mine is like when I walked into the Lee Johnson, said, I'm just going to buy the whatever cheapest car you have here. And I'm going with it. I don't care what it is.
Jeez.
That's what I did.
Well, yeah, we had certain parameters we had to work with, so. Yes, Rick, I am very lazy when it comes to that.
Calling you out.
We looked at an XLT that you had to like push
Pull.
and pull certain things.
Yeah.
I'm like, I would never be able to figure that out.
All of
Push a
them.
button.
All of them. The
I
third
like
row
that.
seats. You have to do this and you have to do that and all this stuff. And it's like.
You like pushing buttons, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Even people.
I was looking at it, and I'm usually pretty good at figuring out that kind of stuff. And I was like, now what do we got to do here?
Yeah.
So. So yeah, that's our.
Oh, too
Oh,
thin. Too thin.
Slimmer's World Cup.
Yikes. Yikes, and that's gonna leave a mark because Ed is on the hill here.
That's right.
He's up 6-4.
It was It was,
Ugh, I hate it when I do that.
yeah.
All right.
All
So
right.
Ed Hobbs has defeated Brian Shanas by a
7-4.
score of I asked him how to pronounce his name, and he went. It was really funny. You could
Right.
tell that people have butchered his name his whole life because he went. I'll make it easy. I need to just say Shanas.